This morning we're going to visit Sonwabo Primary School in Gugulethu. It is one of the 3 capsule program schools. Has been a great success so far, and I'm very excited to see what they're doing right now.
Coronation is a listed asset management company, so we look after the savings of people of South Africa, but along with that we also want to be a good corporate citizen. In terms of our corporate citizen programs and the CSI programs that we run specifically, a lot of it's focused on education. We've now created a program called the Capsule Program, where we've recognized that it's not only about looking at the education in terms of literacy or numeracy in isolation, but actually incorporating society, the parents, the principals, the school, and having them operate with a sole focus on the child, so that the child gets the support to, one, fulfill their educational needs, but I think more importantly, to provide them with opportunities down the line.
At Sonwabo, the most exciting program that I'm looking forward to seeing is the Coronation Schools Garden program, which is run in conjunction with the South African Institute for Entrepreneurs. They grow their own produce and they serve it in the school canteen, and any excess they sell. I think one of the nice things to see is the learners engaging in planting, growing, and sell produce, as well as understand the finances around the produce that they themselves have helped create. One interaction that was really, really adorable was a grade 5 learner telling me that she believed that the spinach that they had grown, they should sell to the school for 7 rand and make a 2 rand profit, which they themselves get to keep, which I thought was quite a smart and entrepreneurial spirit.
Well, I know in 10 years, 20 years to come, what we are doing there in the vegetable company, they will never forget it. You have now grown vegetable organic, now you can sell them, you know? And then when you sell them, look at the profits. They will be able to link what they are learning inside the classroom, making money as well. It's life.
One of the initiatives that's also incorporated within the capsule program is the Principals Academy, which is a mentorship of principals by former principals. It's quite exciting to see how these principals gain as much knowledge as they can to take back to their own schools, purely to give their community the best school that they can.
My partnership with Bruce is excellent because he does not impose. He is a negotiator to say, this is what I think we should look at it. How do you feel about it? What are your needs? And then we will deal with that.
There's so many programs within the Coronation social investment that we couldn't see or talk about all of them. What we've seen today has been 2 very, very important ones. And when I walked into Sonwabo this morning, the first thing that drew my eyes was the school motto, "We fly to reach the sky." And if that isn't testament to what we're trying to achieve, I don't know what is.
Life is a constant journey of learning, and that's one thing I yearn and I hunger for is to learn. So one is never too old to learn. That's one thing I've learned even from my grandmother, who literally was a nurse and then raised 7 kids and still managed after that to go and get a degree. So one thing that's been planted through us kids is education, education, education. My involvement with Coronation came through a program here at UWC, which is Young Investors Program, YIP. The Young Investors Program is about trying to bridge the gap for students between the theory that we learned at school and then the practical that Coronation applies through asset management. My game plan through this program, YIP, is to get practical experience where I can see how things are done because I read a lot about how things go, how things move, but just literally seeing and experiencing what goes on, how it takes from a practical perspective is one thing I'd like to achieve through this program.
So what you're really trying to do here is bridge the gap. Once students have been educated, to get them into the working environment. It's one thing kind of passing your exams, but understanding how higher life works sometimes is a lot more difficult than actually going to university. I think in the engagement with companies like Coronation, they're able to match the theory with the practice, and it really makes it more real for them so that they can, I think, also find a purpose behind what they're doing. So it's not just a book exercise. These kids are the future of South Africa. We need to ensure that they are equipped to deal with the world, but more importantly, that they can see the opportunities, they can see the light at the end of the tunnel and know that they're working towards something concrete so that they can also add value to society. Oh, you don't have to clap. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Coronation's head office. I really want this afternoon to be an interactive session, so, ask the questions I'm going to do. When you meet these young students and you see the burning desire in their eyes to succeed, and then being able to provide the opportunity to marry that desire with their aspirations, and in some cases actually start to see the first steps being taken to that. It's really it's a heartwarming experience.
When I go to Coronation, I definitely feel welcome. I mean, it's a very open, competitive environment that I see, but I mean, it's an environment where all doors are open for people to interact and engage with one another. It encourages for me curiosity, which is one of the reasons why I think I'd fit in very well with my inquisitive nature to try and learn and understand how the minds who are running Coronation work.
The future does really belong to the youth, so best we look after them and equip them to look after that future. It's nothing short of amazing when you are able to fulfill your dreams and your ambitions because you've been given opportunities. And I think that's what's kind of lacking in the country at the moment, is that we're not providing our youth with the opportunities so that they can expand, grow their talents, see that there's something bigger and better out there for them.
Growing up, didn't really have any role models or mentors. I was raised by a single mother who worked 3 jobs. There's no money to invest at the end of the day. So the concept of an investment company was something that was very, very new. If you are a people's company, which we are, we generate everything we do through the collective ideas and judgment of the people in this building. If you can provide forums and platforms where people are more inspired, they feel more open, they learn better and therefore can contribute better, I believe you get a better outcome for the organization as a whole. Lean is a platform which provides support and inspiration. And the idea behind it is that we want to learn from it, we want to get better, we want to do more. And a huge part of the learnings over the years is to find your voice, to use your voice, and to use the position of influence that one has within the organization to actually help others.
The Learn In initiative, when I first heard about it, I was very keen. You go there because you want to grow and you want to give more to others and also learn from others. So the interactions, the learning and everything that actually came with the initiative has been amazing. I think it was very important for me to actually also realize that I also had a part to play in making the conversations.
So one of the fantastic things at Coronation, we've got a majority female workforce, which I think is very, very unique in the financial services sector. And despite this being a tough industry, known to be male-dominated, we're not the case, but we're still prepared to have these discussions. We're prepared to have forums that openly invite equality and people to talk about their experiences, which may not all be positive. It is time to speak out so people realize they're not alone, that through the collective speaking out, there's learnings, there's an understanding of what can change and how we can make the businesses and the economy more inclusive.
For me, Coronation stands out solely because at the end of the day, I think they really focus on the people. I feel valued. I feel that I'm not just a number. I feel that my voice is heard. And I think that just wants me to actually give more to the company because they take good care of me.
The asset of this company is really the people that come into the offices on a day-to-day basis. So what we're trying to do in our small way is to ensure that we not only manage people's money, but we also try and contribute to society in a meaningful way, ensure that there's substantive transformation. It's really incorporated into what we do. We fully understand that as a good corporate citizen and as a company operating in South Africa, that we need to play our role in ensuring that we ultimately reflect the demographics of the country.
It's one thing sitting in a boardroom and deciding around the initiatives that we support, and another thing to actually see them, and it gives me hope and encouragement.
In trying to bridge that gap, in trying to mitigate the huge divide, in trying to create opportunities for the ones who are disadvantaged, the importance of that role is critical, and one is very thankful that Coronation tries to do their part, you know. And I would hope they will continue to play their part in bridging that gap for the future of the country.